This realignment, this potential realignment to the Commerce Department is a move for the Trump administration to try to move it to a more privatized sector. Now, this is not being received well by the Board of Governors or the American Postal Workers Union. So I will tell you that the Board of Governors is preparing legal strategies to counter any executive actions, arguing that such a move would violate federal law and harm public services, especially in rural areas. Critics, including postal unions, have condemned the plan as an attack on public infrastructure, warning it could lead to higher rates, reduced services, and job losses for millions of workers. Welcome to Parcel Perspectives, the podcast dedicated to small parcel shippers. I'm Glenn Gooding, and each episode, we dive into insights, best practices, and strategies to help you navigate this complex, costly market. Hello, everyone. Glenn Gooding with iDrive again. You're listening to another kind of quick edition of Parcel Perspectives. I'd like to offer you some perspective and some insights to some things I think you're going to be seeing hitting the news soon, and I want to provide some rational thought behind it. The Trump administration is looking very aggressively at the potential for privatizing the USPS. All the while, the end goal here is to try to get the USPS financially viable. So let's back up for just a quick second here and make sure you understand the lay of the land. Over the last year or so, and if you've listened to any of my prior podcasts, particularly on this subject, you'll have some more detailed information. But let's just say that a lot of rate rationalization has been infused into the market over the last year in the lightweight residential delivery sector. Less than a pound and lightweight 1 to 9 pound type of an arena. Given my prior background, my 39 years in this space, I will tell you always, as long as small parcels will be delivered, lightweight residential deliveries are problematic for carriers. Why? High cost to serve, low revenue yield for them, right? One pound parcel and the revenue it brings has to pay for the driver, the vehicle, the trip, the walk to the doorstep, right? And continuation on to a route. It's always been problematic for the carriers. And for the longest time, there have been a lot of things that have happened in the USPS lightweight arena through a work-share program that have allowed for some very economical options in the lightweight residential delivery market. Louis DeJoy, the current USPS Postmaster General, keyword is current because he has tendered his resignation at the end of his contract here, which will be ending shortly, and they are looking for a replacement, put together a Delivering for America plan. In essence, 10-year plan to get the USPS financially viable. Important to note, fiscal year 2024, it looks like they're probably going to lose in the range of 6.9 to 7 billion taxpayer dollars. So it is an issue. He has done a number of things, including radically changing the work-share program and infusing massive increases in that sector. So when I say rate rationalization, one perspective would be that over the course of a long period of time of what we might consider below market rates, now market rates are being infused that are rational in the space. That's one perspective. Another perspective, and one you've heard me talk about from a term perspective, would be hyperinflation in the lightweight residential market. All that said, you're going to hear some things in the news. It appears that the Trump administration is looking seriously at removing or disbanding the Board of Governors that governs the USPS and reassigning it to the Commerce Department, all for the sake of aligning it for more commercially aligned agenda, priorities, and execution. I want to offer some perspective on what that might mean to the marketplace right now and what you as a shipper should consider or look at doing as a result of this. First of all, the Board of Governors consists of 11 members. There are 9 governors that are appointed by the president with Senate confirmation. No more than 5 of those 9 can belong to the same political party. In addition, the Postmaster General and Deputy Postmaster General are also members. I'm not going to do a deep dive in the Board of Governors, but they have 5 particular key responsibilities. 1, strategic oversight. 2, financial management. 3, leadership appointments. 4, operational decisions. And 5, public accountability. in essence, in layman's terms, they really serve similarly to a corporate board of directors. Now, this realignment, this potential realignment to the Commerce Department is a move for the Trump administration to try to move it to a more privatized sector. Now, this is not being received well by the Board of Governors or the American Postal Workers Union. So I will tell you that the Board of Governors is preparing legal strategies to counter any executive actions, arguing that such a move would violate federal law and harm public services, especially in rural areas. Critics, including postal unions, have condemned the plan as an attack on public infrastructure, warning it could lead to higher rates, reduced services, and job losses for millions of workers. There are financial challenges that the post office faces. I mentioned the loss. USPS faces about $409 billion in pension and healthcare liabilities against $290 billion in assets. It's a problem. The American Postal Workers Union, as I just mentioned, is calling for public opposition to this plan. And you will see them rally in a lot of labor-friendly geographies to oppose these changes. Additionally, Postmaster DeJoy, as I mentioned, has announced his resignation, and they are looking for a replacement. A lot of change, a lot of disruption, and a lot of opposition to what's happening here. What does this mean to you as a shipper in the short term? Frankly, probably nothing, meaning the rate rationalization or the hyperinflation you're seeing in the lightweight residential market will continue to exist, and you need to continue to look for ways, I'm hoping you already are, to contain that, mitigate that, align yourself as competitively as possible with a variety of other options and solutions that may or may not work for you in this marketplace. Ultimately, I think in the near term, the closest thing we could see potentially happen is with a new Postmaster General, there may be a philosophical difference in the Delivering for America plan. Postmaster DeJoy, Postmaster DeJoy has publicly kind of criticized the historic work-share program that has created the postal consolidation model that's out there. The DHL e-commerces, the UPSMIs, the OSMs, the Pitney Bowes when they existed in the marketplace. The post office does exceedingly well, and that is final mile delivery. It'll be interesting to see what happens. There may be a change on that front. For now, I'm sorry, don't jump or expect things to happen too soon. As you might imagine, this is a behemoth. This is a massive undertaking. You can't easily privatize the post office. It will be met with massive amounts of obstacles and opposition. There will be a lot of lawsuits, a lot of challenges. So steady as she goes. Don't hold on to any hope in 2025 or frankly in 2026. However, you could see a philosophical change in the post office's view toward postal consolidators in the work-share program. Please stay tuned for more. I hope you find that helpful. If you'd like to have an offline conversation with me about how that particularly impacts you as a shipper, I would welcome that. Again, Glenn Gooding, Parcel Perspectives. If you like what you're hearing, I encourage you to subscribe and recommend it to other peers. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening to Parcel Perspectives, hosted by me, Glenn Gooding. I've been in the small parcel space for 37 years, starting with a deep and broad background working for one of the major carriers as an operator and industrial engineer, later managing pricing at the highest level for the largest, most complex shippers in the world. Since then, I've been a national thought leader and worked to help drive strategy for clients from Fortune 50 companies to startup e-commerce businesses, helping them more competitively align in this complex and expensive market. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and share with friends. Join us next time for more expert advice and strategies to stay ahead of the shipping game.